Okay guys, so today we're going to make honeycomb. So what we're going to do first, we have some ingredients here. We've got some sugar, we've got some apple cider vinegar, so we want to have a little bit of acidity. We have cream of tartar, and that's also going to give us some powdered acidity that's going to work in there. So we're going to add that to some baking soda, which is going to create a chemical reaction for us. We're also going to use some corn syrup, which will give us a little bulk to what we're using as well. So right now I already have my sugar in the pot already. I am going to pre-measure out some of my baking soda, because that's going to be part of the reaction that we're going to need to have happen all at once. So I'm going to measure out 1.5 teaspoons. So I have that ready at the side. So then on top of my sugar that I already have in here, I want to have 1 teaspoon of apple cider. Now you can use any other kind of acid as well. You can use lemon juice, you can use a little wine, you can use just a regular white distilled vinegar, would work perfectly well as well. We're looking to have that not as a flavoring ingredient, but actually to have as part of our chemical reaction that will occur. So I'm going to turn on the stove now and start having that warm up, but I'm going to add in a pinch, just a pinch of our cream of tartar. This is tartaric acid, and literally I just want to get a little of that in there just to raise the acidity level on what we're producing. And then with our corn syrup, I'm going to add in a 1/2 cup, and so that's on top of 1 1/3 cups of our sugar that we currently have in there. Try and get that in there as cleanly as you can. Now what we're going to do, this is the part that takes a little time. We're going to allow that sugar to heat up, to come up to the boil, and we're actually going to look for that to start caramelizing. Okay, and I'm stirring this with my favorite Harry Potter wooden spoon, courtesy of my daughter Tate. Thanks so much for that Christmas present, it was awesome. But so, I'm allowing this sugar and corn syrup mix now with our acids in there to boil away. And so what's happening is any residual water content that's in there is now being boiled off, and the temperature is now rising up. It's really starting to boil up heavily, and what will happen is very quickly you'll actually start to see around the edges, and you'll start to see some caramelization occur. We don't want this to go on too long, otherwise it can end up burning very, very quickly. Sugar is something that can react very quickly. Okay, and so now you can see it's starting to get a nice golden brown color to it. It's just starting to turn. And so we're going to empty our baking soda in here. Now we get the reaction. We need to stir this in so that all of that baking soda is completely enveloped in there and dissolved in there. And you can see the reaction is occurring, and we pour that straight out onto our sheet that we have pre-prepared over here. Now you can see the wonderful result that we have left is called honeycomb. Now we're going to have to let that cool down for a little while and start to set. Okay, we've given this enough time to cool off. Now it's completely solidified. You can actually peel this right off the parchment. And so now I prefer place it in a container so it's a little more contained, so it won't make quite so much mess, but you can then shatter it into bite-sized pieces. And then what we can do though, we can actually take these pieces and we can make it even better. I have some chocolate here that I've melted down, and we can actually take some of the honeycomb and semi-dip it, let it drip off a little, place it right back onto our pieces of parchment. And if you give it about 10 minutes or so, just to completely cool down and solidify, then you can actually enjoy this as a really tasty snack. Enjoy.